Guys, welcome to Active Football Transfer Live. We have missed you guys. I've missed you guys. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm very fine.
Okay, how about you, Mr. Wilson?
My dear, I'm good, but just that I've missed the show so much. I'm
Yeah,
good.
same
I'm
here.
good.
I've really
I'm good.
missed Active Football TV. There's a whole lot actually going on in the transfer market, but the Arsenal fans are the ones with the big smiles there. They have got their dream man, Declan Rice, for one of the hefty fee in their transfer history, and I think the first one for an Englishman in the whole of the Premier League. What do you think Declan Rice would do in a preferred move to Arsenal, because he preferred Arsenal to any club?
Well, I think it's all about speculation because the last time I checked, his dream club was Chelsea. Maybe because Chelsea didn't. These players are full of lies. So because of Chelsea, I think because Chelsea didn't qualify for Champions League and with the crisis happening in Chelsea, so he would just come up and say anything. But it's a very good move to him and to Arsenal football because I saw his game against the preseason. He played really well. So I think it's a very good move and it will be a big push in going over to the next season for Arsenal.
So do you see Arsenal winning the league or challenging for the league? Or where do you see Arsenal going into the new season?
Well, the thing Arsenal lacked last season was that squad that I think is going to be a very good and fantastic season for them. But I won't say they will win the league, but I think they are going to challenge for the title. I'm very sure they will challenge for the title.
Kai Havertz, heavily criticized. I'll go to the Chelsea man before I come back to you. Heavily criticized. Kai Havertz heavily criticized that he could not do the skills challenge, but he scored a beautiful goal. What do you have to say about that? Your former player.
I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't criticize players like that. Before I will come to criticize player, I believe that player have not done well. Have not played to his potential. Kai Havertz already the world know that he's a nice player. Looking at his start from Bayer Leverkusen, the start he has at the age of 22. Now he came to Chelsea, has won the Champions League, won Super Cup, and won Club World Cup. Going to Arsenal, I think he's going to do well in Arsenal. I know, I'm certain. I'm really certain.
Yeah, a lot of speculations online already that Timber might look like the deal Arsenal really got.
I believe that Timber is going to be one of the best signings so far in Premier League this season, because I know how fantastic he is. So
I'm glad to hear that,
because I know that Manchester United was really running to sign him, but at the end of the day, he ended going to Arsenal. Is a very big boost for Arsenal, and it's a very big step up for Ben White to step up his game. Or else, if Ben White didn't step up his game, I see Ben White going to the bench.
So where do you see Arsenal heading into the new season? Challenging for the Premier League or winning it?
Last season, according to what Mr. Caleb just said, that what caused Arsenal play the Premier League this season was a scup depth. But looking at what Arteta is doing this season, I see Arsenal edging the Premier League title over Manchester City, unless injury crashes will happen to Arsenal. But when looking at what Arsenal is doing, I think Arsenal is going to be Premier League champion next season.
Yeah. Before we go into Chelsea trashing, you have just brought a point here. You see Arsenal edging Manchester City. Do you feel Manchester City are weakening their team?
I won't say they're weakening their team, but the kind of signing that Guardiola is doing, I think that where he's really emphasizing is on his defense line, because letting Gundogan to go to sign Mateo Kovacic. I know Mateo Kovacic is more defensive minded than attacking. So I'm signing Gosko Govedo at the back again, because he has already used almost £1 billion to build defense by buying Gosko Govedo again in that defense line. I believe that next season, I know Guardiola thinks. Yes. I know how he thinks. He's coaching this thing, but I believe next season is going to be a very difficult season for Manchester City. I see Arsenal to win the EPL.
Okay, I will come back to you on Chelsea trashing. Over to you, Manchester United. You have just successfully signed a keeper who befits what Erik ten Hag wants in his dynamics. What do you see Onana going forward?
Well, I see Onana as a fantastic deal because we are seeing what he has done from Ajax to Inter Milan and now to Manchester United. He's Erik ten Hag's boy. Let me put it that way. Erik ten Hag trending to who he is today, and you can see he's the kind of goalkeeper that make it difficult for some player to play. Like Guardiola said that Onana was like an extra midfielder in the game, even if he was a goalkeeper. So I think it's a very good deal for Manchester United. And let's not also consider that English football is a very tough game. If you're as good as well with your feet, you also be good as well with your hands.
With your
So
hands.
it's not because you know how to possess game and you won't be able to save. So if you only possess game with his leg and he cannot be saved, like or pass goalkeeper the guy, that means he has come there and he hasn't delivered. So I know he's going to be a fantastic player, and I think it's a very good result for Manchester United getting Onana.
Okay, do you see him as an upgrade or better than Manchester City? They have Ederson, who is also good with the feet, but makes some good saves.
Well, I think he's better than Anderson with his feet because I have watched his clips, even the clips of him scoring free kick in training on Nana. So I think he's very good. Even this season that ended, he went to Cameroon. I saw him play with. I saw some of his street football. I saw him play. So I think he's very good at it. He's
How
a
will you
very good
judge
upgrade.
Manchester United business so far in the season?
Well, our business so far, I will rate it 7/10. We really have, yeah,
You have really improved.
no, we have really improved, unlike us,
Yes.
because the Manchester United, as you know, under Edward Wood, if we price you 100 million, we just give you 90 million plus that. But now you can see us, we negotiate first day,
From,
second day, third day.
Third
even
day, you
the
don't
fourth
go
day,
all
we
round
don't go
buying-
all like us. We used
Yeah,
to
you
buy
just
before.
go
So I
step by
think
step.
there's a lot of improvement in the day. So we still need more signing. Like we need a striker.
Yeah, there's a striker being personal terms
Yes,
being
we
agreed
need,
on.
we need a striker. We also need a defensive midfielder if Fred is going to leave. So there's still more time, and we still hope we get more good signings.
Yeah, I will come back to you. Your player scored a stunner, a beautiful goal. Van der Beek, after so many years being out because of injuries, he's not going to stay. But I'll come back. That's a question for you to ponder. Is he going to stay? Over to you. You trashed a team from the division, their name not actually been known to my lips. 5-0. Is that a step forward to where Pochettino is looking at the team going into the new
You
season?
know, I would say it's a very good thing for the young players having the confidence, playing with confidence, with no fear, and they play the. If you watch that Chelsea game, the people that started there, the people that started again was just like, let me say, under 21 years players, the people that started the game, and they play very well. They play with confidence. Looking at midfield, Kasedi, Andre Santos, and Chukwemeka in the midfield, and playing first 11 of West Ham City and thrashing them by 5 goals to nothing. I'm really impressed. I know that Pochettino, the players and the boys, they need a lot of work in that team. They will really work hard. According to what Pochettino said about that game, he said that if you're in Chelsea, what you need to do, you need to win games. And now he knows that we have our first features in the season is Liverpool, so we need to prepare to play Liverpool. Winning West Ham City is a very good step for them, so that they will building the confidence in them that coming to Chelsea, you need to win. So it's a very good result for him.
Is it Okunku or Okonko? It's called a beautiful goal. Is that the first of many?
What I'm saying in Kuku, I believe that he's going to score a lot of goals if given the opportunity and given the chance, because where he plays at back of the attacker, and I believe that if Chelsea sign their man, which is Caicedo, that they are looking for, and I believe they will sign Caicedo. I believe that deal will finalize as both of them are going to meet in United States, because that's Chelsea next match. They are going to play Brighton, and I believe that's where the deal will be finalized.
Okay.
If Chelsea sign Caicedo in that aspect, I believe that next season is going to be a very different Chelsea, because now looking at the team, all of them are, and Chelsea is the youngest team so far in EPL this season. So I believe that if they play together in preseason and they try to know each other, I believe that next season is going to be a different Chelsea.
Okay, you have a very beautiful home kid. I saw the kid and I would love to get it for just the fancy, but not for you guys going forward in the league. Yeah, before I would leave you, there are some section speculations that Cristiano Ronaldo brought into the play before we go into the deep transfer life.
Okay.
That he made the MLS, he made the Saudi Arabia attractive to other players, that he really didn't go there for the money. Do you agree with his assessment that he went there just for the league, not for the money? What would you really say in that regard?
Before I was thinking it's because of the money, but it's really obvious to me now that Cristiano Ronaldo brought a lot of players coming to Saudi Arabia. It's now making the league competitive, because now looking at the players that all those Saudi Arabia clubs are buying, they are buying good players, quality players. So the likes of Firmino, the likes of.
But will it really stand the test of time? Because even Mane is heading there.
As it stands now, I believe that Saudi Arabia is going to be the league is going to be a very nice league next season. I believe it's going to be a very competitive league next season.
Okay. I'll be back to you shortly. Van der Beek, where is his future?
I think Van der Beek is going to do well in Manchester United if he stays off injury, because injury has been one of his major problems. He hasn't really gotten that breakthrough. Most of these coaches. Okay, when Erik ten Hag came, he played 1 or 2 matches and he got injured. He has been struggling with injury. Okay, we sent him on loan. He did well the first 2-3 matches in Everton, went back to injury. So injury has been his real problem. You can see the scream as he wanted to cry when he scored that goal, because he has not played for a match for about 7 to 8 months because of injury. So I think he's going to stay in Manchester United. Erik ten Hag knows how to play him very well. He's the one that brought him to limelight. So I think Van der Beek will do well in Manchester United coming next season if he stays off injury. But I don't see him going out for loan.
Okay, yeah. Before I quickly run away, what is Evans doing in the team? I think he has been given a short-term contract. And Manchester United have appointed Bruno Fernandes, the Portuguese manifesto, as their new captain. What is behind all these things happening in Manchester United?
The Evans, I don't think it's a long or short term. I think it's just for this preseason. So far I've heard for all this preseason game. Maybe Manchester United might actually really consider to give him a short-term contract, which is not going to be a very long time, because as a Man United academic, you are free to train with the club anytime you want. So it's a very good. You can see this match against Lyon. He played very well. He had to compose the young players, because he played the second. He had to compose the young players to organize the experience we needed in that defense at that time. He gave it to us. I'm coming over to Bruno. I think it's a very good position for him. Bruno has having that Z for being a captain. You can see him. He has that leadership team. We see him. You say the Canadian was appointing. You see him shouting for the ref. He takes Manchester United as if it's his own club, as if he's the owner of the club. So I think Erik ten Hag made a very good decision dropping Maguire, because Maguire has actually lost the form. I pray that Chelsea gets him.
Wow. Do you see him heading to Chelsea?
I see him heading to Chelsea, because as it stands now, Chelsea are looking for a defender. Fofana is out of the season. Almost. Let's not put out of season, because they're just almost half of it. So you come towards the ending of the season. So it's a very bad result, bad news for Chelsea. So Chelsea are actually looking for a defender, and there is no defender right now in the market which will be cheap because of their financial fair play, which is not Maguire. So Chelsea is going to get Maguire.
Okay, over to you. In Maguire's case, do you like Maguire as a player, or what are you seeing him do in Manchester United? Do you think coming to Chelsea, he will be a different player?
I will not criticize Maguire. Before Manchester United triggered Maguire £80 million, he was a very good player in Leicester City. But I don't see Chelsea signing Maguire. All those things are speculation. As it stands now, Chelsea don't need Maguire.
Okay.
They have a lot of defenders, so there's no need of Harry Maguire.
Okay, there are growing concerns in the Premier League. A whole lot of players are leaving the Premier League to the Saudi Arabia League. Is it for money or an attraction?
In this aspect, they just say that most of the Premier League players are leaving to Saudi Arabia. I would say it's because of the money.
Okay, Igalo, sorry to cut you short. Igalo was being interviewed. He said Ronaldo performed or won things 200 times more than him. That he's moved over to that place is because of money. That almost all the players who have been there. Okay, let's be realistic to ourselves. Most players who have been in Saudi Arabia have gone there for the money. True or false?
True. I will go with you because I will not say the reason why you are 22 years, you are going to Saudi Arabia. Just like Robin Navs, just like Milan Savic. What are they doing? What are they doing in Saudi Arabia? If you tell me N'Golo Kante, I will understand. He's already gone because of injury crashes. Benzema, I will understand. Cristiano Ronaldo, I will understand. But the rest of Mahrez, Milan Savic, and Robin Navs, it's because of the money. I think it's because of the money.
Okay.
Let me quickly add to what Mr. Wilson said. Football is business.
Yes.
Let's just forget the entertainment in it. Football is business. Oscar used to say, I cannot play football, my family suffers. So, in as much as you enjoy what you are doing, you enjoy your job, you need that money. You have people depending on you. Most of them have family problems. Yes. So that's why it is. So they really need to solve it. So them going to there's a truth in what Maguire, what Cristiano Ronaldo said. partially, and there's also a truth. Yes, true of course, he made the team grow. He made the team grow. So and in other aspect, he also went there for the money. So that's how it is. And I feel like the what most players are going for there for is the money. So I think the money is what they need.
Okay. Okay. Since your thoughts are quite contrary to what Igalo said, and actually you are agreeing exactly to what he said, no problem now. We could go forward with that. Newcastle, they have been doing so well in the market. Having Baines, you watch him in Leicester City. Over to you. We'll come back to you. You know you are very good at analysis on players. You should know him very well. What improvement is he bringing to Newcastle United?
It's a very good improvement to Newcastle United because I believe Elian Saint-Maximin is already leaving the club. He's going to Saudi Arabia also. Signing Harvey Baines, and he's an English player. He's going to improve Newcastle City. And
Okay.
I like the guy. He plays with mobility and the size of play he plays. That's what Eddie Howe wants in the team. So I believe he's going to make Newcastle more dangerous next season.
Okay. Do you agree with those assertion of his?
Yeah. I agree with him because the thing is that most people are not actually looking at what Newcastle is doing. We are just, let me say, we are blindfold them because they're only looking at us. And Arsenal is the coach is signing player that he know is going to fit into his team. And Harvey Bass is an attacking minded defender. So I think winger. So I think he's a very good sign
There's
for
a
them.
player that have not been smiling in Newcastle United since he came, and I think is it the girlfriend was complaining that the way they are training looks quite smaller. Do you think he was forced for that move? I think it's Tonali, right?
Tonali,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you think he was forced for that move for money for AC Milan? Because I think that should be his boyhood club, right?
Yes.
Do you think he was forced for the move, or he made the move because he actually
I
wanted
don't
to make
think
the move?
I don't think a club can in this present generation. I don't think a club can force a player to leave.
Though they can
So
actually persuade you.
you
that
can,
it's
yeah,
because
they can
of
just
money.
talk to you and say, okay, look, it's left for you and your agent to decide. So I think he went there because, okay, I've seen improvement in this team and I didn't want to play for this team. And let's just say the season have not started, so it's quite too short for them to start complaining because we all know that Premier League, most of Premier League trainings are very hard. So it's quite too short for the girlfriend to just come out and start saying one or two
Let me say
things.
something about Tonali.
Okay.
The main reason AC Milan sent Tonali because of AC Milan needed money.
Okay.
And the money that Newcastle offered was about 62 million pounds. So AC Milan cannot reject that offer. So Alessandro Tolani and Eddie Howe needed Alessandro Tolani because of the kind of football he wanted next season.
Yeah.
You know, he's a passer on the ball. He just kind of he's a Jorginho kind of a midfielder, and that is what Eddie Howe wants. So going to Newcastle, I believe that AC Milan needed the money. So that's the reason why he went there. For the girlfriend to complain, I don't blame her because Italy weather has already mastered that. So
Definitely.
I believe that with time she will really adjust with the
So you agree with this
condition.
perception that he was persuaded by the club to leave?
I think so because AC Milan needed the money. I think so.
Though some speculation online are saying he might actually be there for a year and will want to force a transfer.
Because
Do you see that happening?
as a sense, he's just a 21 years old player. He even went to this under 20 Euro that just ended that England won. So he's the captain of Italy. So I believe that even Tonali will not last at Newcastle. I'm certain he will not last at Newcastle.
Okay, thank you very well. I think I will go over to you. You actually progressing in the market. There's a striker from Atlanta. Do you see the deal coming into fruition?
I saw something that what Fabrizio Romano post about the coach saying that if they should eventually sell him, they should sell him about 18 to 90 million.
Wow.
I don't actually blame them because they see Man U and Chelsea as a club to make money. Yes, club to make out money from, which is very very bad. So he hasn't really proven himself. This is just his first season playing. He doesn't even have that good stats, or he doesn't have good stats, but at least it's manageable. So if Manchester should pay this crazy amount of money for 80 to 90 million for a player like that, I think it's a very very bad decision. We need as much as possible that we need him. We still have other options out there in the market, so we need him. But the fee Atlanta has actually put in for him, I don't think it's worth it. That's my
Yeah,
thought on it.
officially, Benjamin Mendy now has a club after the rape cases, and you saw all what propped out. I think that's something need to be addressed in these rape cases because he missed a whole lot in football and a big contract with Manchester City.
Well, it has always been a case with black players. We can see when something like this happened to Ebua of Arsenal.
Okay.
They wrecked him. They say they also should know that Black lives matters a lot. And the thing that is actually making me angry in this case that they decided to name the victim, as in they decided to close the case, and nobody is saying okay, nobody is saying anything about it. Like you came out and accused me of rape after a 15 or 18 charge rape, and after it nobody say okay, this girl that accused me of rape, what is the penalty of accusing me of rape? They just left him because he's a white. So they should also understand that we blacks, it matters a lot. If why this thing has really happened in Europe often. So I'm very happy for him that God has really vindicated for him. I think him going to Lorente, should be Lorente, he will just start up there again and start playing football. He's a very good player, which every other player will want to have him on his.
Finally, over to you. Your player you took from FC Barcelona, who had a toll in Arsenal, Aubameyang. He now has a club officially to Marseille.
So, okay, Aubameyang.
Yes.
Okay, just terminated his contract and let him go for free transfer. As it stands now, I just don't need anything with Aubameyang.
Would you agree you spoiled his journey? Because he has been a fantastic striker right from the days of Borussia Dortmund down to Arsenal.
He never spoiled his
Even
journey.
FC Barcelona.
He never spoiled his journey. It was Barcelona that needed Marcos Alonso.
Yes.
And just needed a striker at that moment.
He did a bad deal.
At the end of the day, it didn't work out for it was Graham Potter who got him. So at the end of the day, it didn't work for Chelsea. So letting him go for free transfer is not a bad deal. It's a very big deal for him.
So don't you see that your club is wasting a whole lot of time in securing Caicedo, and a whole lot of things might fall back to it. Arsenal might fall back. Liverpool are still looking around.
See, as it stands like this, I believe the reason why Chelsea is beating around the bush is that, according to what Mr. Caleb said, that this is not the high time they will say this player is 100 million. You bring out 100 million and give out. No, Caicedo is not a player worth of 80 million. It's just a two-season player. You can't just carry 80 million pounds on 90 million pounds and give. And Chelsea has already given them 70 million pounds for 10 million pounds others. They rejected it, but I believe that now that both of them are in United States, both of them are going to play match on Sunday, that they will finalize the deal. I'm certain.
Okay. I think quickly we'll have a round-off talk because of time. Officially, you were for a Napoli defender, Kim Min-jae. He actually signed a 5-year deal with Bayern Munich. You missed on a good player.
Yes, I actually agree with you.
What happened? What was the slow thing?
I don't know what is. I think it was that Glazer sagas during that period or it really affected us.
But is it still over or is still the table?
I think that those guys are playing with our feelings because I don't think that I don't think they're ready to sell Manchester United. So also losing out on Kim, it really touched me because we needed even going over to the news. I've not seen you talking anything about getting a midfielder. Look at what happened to us when Martinez and Varane got off injury and during the end of the match. If it was not for God, Manchester United could have missed that for top 4. So now we're not talking anything about a defender that is very alarming. That's why we needed these Catalan guys because we know they are going to invest a lot of money in the club. But never still the rest. It is what it is. Let's just hope for how the next season is going to be to us. But I actually know that we need at least one defender. If they should give the Hank the money. So that's what
okay. A quick one. Since the Premier League is now far off, pre-seasons are starting gradually. We are going to play you on Sunday. Or actually Saturday stroke Sunday because of the time frame with the US. But before we go there, how do you see the predictions coming up into the new season? Where do you see Manchester United finishing in the Premier League and their chances in the Champions League?
We are still bidding. We are bidding like Chelsea. So the only difference between us now, I think we are one step ahead of them because this is a new manager. Manchester, I think we are ready to stick with Erik ten Hag and supporting with signing. So I wouldn't say we are going to win the Premier League next season. But I think we are going to finish top 4, and I'm very sure we are going to win a trophy, either the FA Cup or win back our Carling Cup. That's what I think.
But do you accept these earlier perceptions that Arsenal will win the league?
I don't accept because I know Arsenal to be a disappointment to people. We have seen what they did last season. I don't think I keep saying it. Arsenal can never get the league. They will try.
But they have been improving.
I'm seeing
it's a work in process.
I'm seeing Liverpool or Newcastle to get this league. if possible, Manchester
Which
United.
Newcastle?
By the time
They cannot win the league now.
by the time I will assess Manchester United into the league is when I have seen our 2 or 3 matches. If Onana can fit into our style of play, I think we are going to also fight for the league. But Arsenal is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. It's not just about having the squad. You can actually end up like Chelsea. Chelsea had 13 billion squad and they couldn't get anything from
Right,
it.
okay,
So,
let's look at Arsenal journey. Before we cut off, Arsenal had a journey with Arteta.
yes,
In every year in the Premier League,
the
they
improvement.
have been taking the lead.
Yes.
They have been taking the lead. There have been a whole lot of work in progress and the process that he was talking about. We are seeing it happening. Why don't you see them?
See,
The squad that you complained is been added. They have
See,
3 good players.
if it was Chelsea,
And some are coming in
if it
too.
was Chelsea that was stopping Arsenal with 8 to 10 points, even without the squad depth, they could have still win the league. Even Tottenham that is not good.
Which
But I
Tottenham
say,
cannot win. Those ones that
Even Tottenham that's not good enough. Because you guys,
They are
see,
they are even
the
a
matches,
few
the
more
matches,
than
the
Arsenal.
matches that you guys bottled are matches that you guys
have won.
won comfortably on a normal day.
That's
On a normal day, and now you guys were not able to win it, and coming over to the new season with squad. See, I've seen squad disappoint players. There was a time Manchester United got and Sancho. Who did we get again?
So many players.
So many players. Ronaldo. Yeah, we are saying Man United will be at the end of the day. You start to late.
Ronaldo
Because
wasn't on his prime.
he wasn't able to manage those squad.
now. Let's
Because Ronaldo was not his
no,
prime.
no.
At his age, he scored a 20.
No, it's not about at
Premier
his age. Look at the Arsenal squad. The Arsenal squad is a work in progress. There are young guys who are actually growing and maturing to something. The main Arsenal problem last season was Saliba. Actually, they have got someone for a cover up there for him. And now you also know that the right back, the former right back, can actually play as a centre back too.
I should not forget what Mr. Wesley said. He said there's something about injury. You can actually have this player. You don't know if they are injury proof.
Okay, what is your final prediction? We'll just do the first top 4 for the next season.
Okay, my final prediction, I see Liverpool ending first, Arsenal second, Manchester United, Man City third, Manchester United fourth.
I think I strongly disagree with that. I don't accept with yours. Let me get to know yours.
My prediction:
Yes, your prediction for the new season.
Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool.
Okay. You don't see Manchester United ever going to the Champions League?
No.
That's quite a big bet on that. Can you bet your money on that?
I can't bet on that, but I believe that we are going to end top 4 this season.
Wow.
I'm certain.
I partly agree, but not with Manchester United. I feel Manchester United would also be in there for the Champions League next season.
We'll see how it goes this season.
Though I see my beloved club winning the league.
Excuse me. What is giving that in this mind? Is it because they won 5-0 again?
I get the club. No, I see Arsenal.
I see. Chelsea is a work in progress. According to them, they shouldn't expect much from Pochettino because if they should expect much from Pochettino, he's going to break their heart. They expected much from Graham Potter because what he was doing from this, that is what is worrying them. Because see when Erik ten Hag come, he didn't expect anything from him. Our problem was just get us to stop. At the end of the day, he did. I don't think any coach has done so perfectly well in his first season in England. Even with the big 7-0 and margin of thrashing. So you shouldn't apart from Conte. So you shouldn't expect much from Pochettino.
Okay.
Pochettino is a good coach, but inability now for these players to master him and to know that okay, this is what you want from this coach is another big problem. This same set of players, most of them are still there. Chukwueze is still there, Sadin is still there with his Nash. So I don't know what.
You don't see them.
Don't expect much from Chelsea. I see them doing it, but you shouldn't expect much from them. But it's doing as worse as last season. That's what I showed that. But they shouldn't expect much from him.
Okay, here's my own final prediction. I think I would go with some of your picks. Arsenal first, Manchester City, because they will be there up again, challenging very well as they have always done all season. Then the top position, I think I will go with Manchester United. I think I would trust Liverpool to come out good. I wouldn't accept Chelsea to be the Champions League.
Okay, fine and good, but I don't see Manchester this season coming up. I don't see Manchester
Chelsea
United.
might actually leapfrog Liverpool. There are chances there.
I don't see Manchester United.
Because Pochettino have been bringing Tottenham to the Champions League.
I don't see Manchester United topping Liverpool this season. No.
He's being paid because we took months.
No, it's not about Mount. It's not about taking man. We will see what the man to play for Liverpool this season. For Manchester United, we will see.
But Manchester United entered last season, right?
That's what I'm talking about. I say this season that we are entering. I don't see Manchester United topping Liverpool. I'm certain, and I'm really certain that Liverpool will end up Manchester United. What about you? You're playing Champions League. Do you see the same thing?
No, it's not the same thing.
No,
You play Thursday and still end up playing on Saturday.
On Saturday.
It's not possible. No. If you play match on Thursday, there's no way you play
Okay,
match
well,
on
how did you
Saturday.
see someone that play? Okay, look at.
It's not possible. It's not
Excuse me.
possible.
Last season, Manchester United play a game every three days because we are on competition. At the time, I was saying, okay, let's just leave some.
Yeah, fatigue
Fatigue came into the
as a
team.
play.
And you know, Klopp is a kind of coach that he wants to be in on competition. So you should consider because now they don't have squad depth as I'm talking to you.
Yeah, there's no squad
and
depth.
we all know that Liverpool
Fabinho is on the way. Henderson is leaving. We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, we all know that Liverpool are a team that have most players, most injured. So the Gojota is an injury pro. Okay, we have not really confirmed about the students. We cannot really trust him. Gakpo, we cannot really trust him because he tried to improve. So we don't know about McAllister. We don't know about this Dominic. They just recently. Most of Liverpool players are even Van Dijk are also an injury pro. So if this injury start affecting them with the number of competition that in, it's going to be a very big blow to them. So we shouldn't just be like this and just. When if they could have squad depth like Arsenal now, I'm very confident that Arsenal will do well very next season. But I am still saying it because the squad depth is there. The ability of Liverpool not having it.
Yeah, because of time.
Unless maybe as it stands now, after offloading these three players, they are going to offload this week and they start signing players. But for now, with what I'm seeing in Liverpool, it will be very difficult for them. Because we all know what Thursday night football normally does in players.
Definitely. It actually grows a whole lot of fatigue in and actually make players not perform well in the league. And though Chelsea might have a shot at the league, but I don't feel they have the capacity to go far. But they might actually leap from Liverpool into the Champions League. But to go ahead challenging, I don't see that because the team need to have a team dynamic, a cohesion, and to know how to telepath in the field. I think thank you guys so much for us having the show again after quite some days off. I'd love to see you guys next time. Mr. Wilson, you did so well today, bringing your experience and all that. And also the Manchester United man who will be full of happiness for what his team has done in the market for getting someone to replace the Gee. Guys, thank you. We love you. Bye.